coming right there.
All right, hey, we are going to talk survival strategies with the man, Randy Rawhide Worse. But before we do, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor of this video. See you back in a minute. Sometimes you need more power. Sometimes you got to go bigger. Sometimes you got to go better. This video sponsor is Xidax Computers. Xidax makes great custom gaming PCs and laptops. They got a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. What does that mean? That means that if your GPU ends up shit in the bed, but it came with a 1-year warranty, it doesn't matter if it blows up 13 months later. All right, you're still 100% covered. All Xidax computers are hand built in Salt Lake City, Utah, right here in the US. Got your own tech support. Advantages of buying Xidax over building your own computer. Most computer components fail when they're being first put together. All right, so Xidax runs extensive quality control before they ship it. You're going to be covered. You don't have to then go back and try to turn each one of those parts in then that you broke yourself. They specialize in customization, so if you want custom LED lighting, laser etching, painting, Xidax has got you covered. Xidax always strives to provide the best pricing for your system, even when all the parts are in high demand. With component prices skyrocketing right now, man, Xidax has got you covered. Xidax, check them out at Xidax.com. Back to the video. All right, hey guys, welcome back. I'm here with Randy Rawhide Worse from Worst Case Scenario Survival School. Now guys, everybody, we bring Randy in because he's our subject matter expert for survival. The problem I have with a lot of people that are out there on the internet is they're all about the latest and greatest piece of survival gear or the latest and greatest this. You've got to do this, you've got to do that. The important part of that I think people miss out on a lot is the strategy of how you need to go about doing these things. So I'm like, hey, Randy, can you elaborate on this? Now, the different kinds of survival. Yeah. You want to talk hostile environment.
I want to talk hostile. I want to talk wilderness hostile environment and urban hostile environment. When I cover this stuff, it's not only stuff I've read, it's people I know. It's my personal experiences, my father's training after World War II, how he learned about bear hunting and different stuff. So I'm going to cover wilderness first. There are two types of bears that will attack you. Brown bears or grizzly bears, and they're called brown bears, but they're all related. And then you have the black bear, right? The difference between the two, so people understand, is the grizzly bear and the brown bear can kill you very easily. But usually the grizzly bear, if you play dead and you're not fighting him, he'll usually go and set off to the side and watch you. And if you haven't done anything, then he'll take back off. He's going to come back and eat you later. The difference is the black bear, if he decides he's going to munch on you, he's going to do it while you're screaming and alive and trying to play dead. He isn't going to give a... He's not going to walk away. He's going to finish it there if that's what he's going to do. A brown bear won't do that. Okay.
I so don't think I could play dead, dude.
Yeah.
You understand? That's not in my DNA.
So as a deputy, I had to handle survival situations where guys survived bear attacks. And the scariest thing I learned from two of them that I investigated was both of them. One was just a hiker, one was hunting. Both of them said they thought they heard something, and when they turned around with no noise, the bear was on them, just on them, on top of them. Okay. So the bear was on all fours and hit them and attacked them. When I left a couple years ago, Montana, after doing my survival training up there was a guy that used a bear spray because we have children, that's all we can use. Mm-hmm. The bear ran right through the bear spray and just kicked his ass, right? So anything can happen. We're Green Berets, we go by the 80% rule. If it's 80% plausible or feasible, we'll go with it because there is no rule 100%. So keep that in mind when I start talking about things I'm going to tell you about.
There's always exceptions.
Yes, yeah. And there is no 100%. So the guy that taught my dad how to bear hunt shot bears with a pump 20 gauge shotgun. He said bears will always stand up before the attack, and he shoots them right here in the throat. Killed them every time. 20 gauge shotgun, bird shot. We're not talking buckshot.
Bird shot.
Bird shot right there in the throat. Worked every time except for the time the bear didn't stand up. My dad, because he knew this guy was one of the 3 guys that went to look for him, they found a skiff, a boot, his shotgun, and the bear tracks.
A 20 gauge shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that work out?
It didn't work out too well because the bear didn't stand up. So the point is, there's nothing that I'm going to tell you that's going to work every time.
So an animal running at you.
Animal attacking, doesn't matter what it is. Think about what you have for a target if you're standing. Virtually, the head is going to deflect around. It's not going to be very good to try to penetrate. So that leaves your shoulder. He's moving, bounce up and down, you're standing. The problem is, once your finger pulls the trigger and you're standing and the animal's attacking, your bullet actually hits behind him. There's a video of a guy.
He's literally closing that fast.
Right. There's a video that shows that of a lion attacking a guy, and when they put it in slow motion, you see the bullets hitting behind. So growing up, my father always, when we went to shoot, we either laying down or we dropped to one knee automatically. Now what that does is put me even with him, right?
Okay.
Now if you had time, what you do is you don't try to shoot the bear in the head. We're going to talk about a bear. You shoot him both shoulders and break the shoulders. Now he's got to stand up and attack, but he can't run on all 4s. And then we recommend going around back behind it and shoot it in the spine and finish it off. But you could also shoot here, even though it's a rifle. So let's say that you're walking around. What I suggest you, if it's possible, it's not always possible, try to stay within trees and walk around where you have trees. So if there's an attack, you'll have something between you and the bear. Because he's going to knock the bejeebers out of you. They move 30 miles an hour in like, what, 3 seconds or something like that, or 5 seconds, whatever it is. That's the speed they're going. And look how large they are. When I first had my first encounter with a grizzly bear, I know he wasn't as big as my horse, but he looked like he was. And my horses, I trained them on bear rugs. I put them in the breaking corral with food and water. Doesn't mean they're just going to stand there when there's a live grizzly bear. They will stand. When their ears come up and they have that little shake, you make a decision right then, either to get off and fight or turn and go, because they're going to unload you and they're going to take off, because they understand that bear.
Yeah.
It's not like the movies where the horse goes, oh, no, that ain't working. that ain't working. So if you have the tree, what you can do is try to defend yourself from the tree, because he's got to come around it. Let's say all you have is your knife, maybe you have a .357. It's this area here that you've got to penetrate. So when he comes around, I would try to get something if I had to, and if I have my knife, I'm going to use my knife to make his mouth. They're going to use their mouth first. Let him bite on the stick or my knife first, and then try to jam something up in here or shoot him right in this area.
Because you always have like 9 knives.
Right.
On
so
okay.
Is this going to work every time? Are you going to not get your butt kicked? Yeah, you are. If you get attacked by a bear, you're going to get your butt kicked. But all animals, there's 2 places where they will break contact for you. It's this area because they got to breathe and stuff. Yeah. It's instinct, and in their eyes. But think how hard it is to get it into an eye.
Especially a 2-inch target that's moving 30 miles an hour. Yeah.
And your pistol, guys using pistol, I'm going to drop I'm telling you guys, and it's not 100%. But I won't be seeing you alive. We'll be going to your grave if you think you're going to charge a bear charge. You're going to use a pistol and kill it. Just isn't going to work. Bear bows. How he killed the bears with his bow, because it has to die from the hemorrhaging from the arrow. Mm-hmm. They stick dogs on them. That was the only way they could do it, because the hunters with the rifles behind them would always have to shoot the bear, especially in the polar bear.
Okay.
So they sick dogs on him till he bled to death. A bear has 5 minutes of oxygenated blood. 5 minutes when his heart stopped.
5 minutes.
Right. Now there was a bear that came into a campground, and they were hunters. It was in Alaska. The guide realized, uh-oh, he's frothing his mouth, he's chomping, he's going to be kicking somebody's butt. So he yelled to everybody. So there were 7 of them. They opened fire on it. He killed 5 of the 7. When they did the autopsy, he had no heart and lungs. That's that 5 minutes that he can fight. Now, take an urban environment. I'm not going to say Al's last name. You know how big Al is, okay?
Give you an idea. Picture me and Randy together. That's how big Al is. Al's a big boy. Al's a big boy.
There is an insane, and it's.
I'll tell you what, before we get into that, let's take a quick break for YouTube. You want a cup of coffee?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll get you a cup. We'll see you guys back in a minute. All right, guys, welcome back. This Frontline Coffee. You go to frontline.com, use code TR10, save you 10%. And the cool part, this is good coffee.
Yes, it is.
He's actually a SF guy, 18 series. I think he just made Master Sergeant. And I'm like, look, dude, you're not going to get big promoting through us like Black Rifle Coffee. He's like, I just want to make enough money to keep doing coffee and support my ammo habit. I'm here to help you out, dude.
Excellent job.
Great coffee, great coffee. All right, we left off, you were talking about Al, Big Al.
Okay, so there's an old saying, it's not how big the dog is in the fight, it's how big the fight is in the dog, right? But you have people that have adrenaline that's going. You have someone the size of Al. There's a TV guy on TV, like on Gutfield, his name is Tyrus. That's like the size of Al.
Okay.
Al's a little bit smaller. It's going to take a lot to stop that guy from getting you, right?
Win mag, yep.
Right. You have to take things like that into consideration in a hostile environment, whether you have a firearm or you have a knife, and when you're talking people. It isn't just one shot like the movies are going to drop. We've seen all these movies, they shoot one time and guys are dead and they're just like, it doesn't work that way. And if their adrenaline's going and you got someone like the size of L, he's going to eat everything you got and trash you, right? It's just is going to happen. When I was fighting full contact, my wife had no idea what full contact was. And she went to the Wyoming, Montana, Colorado championships, and I took 3rd place. But I got my nose broke and 2 teeth knocked out, and I was still fighting. And the refs finally threw the towel and they go, we can't watch this anymore. But I didn't want to stop. I knew I could beat these guys. And they go, no, no, no. So it's how big the fight is in the person. You know that you've been in combat. You're not going to stop in that. You got to take that into consideration when you're in a hostile environment with an animal and with a human being. My dad was chased up a tree twice by bears, and at that time he just had a .38. He shot the bear 6 times in the chest. Now they had to come back, find the bear, and kill it. When they opened him up, not one of those .38s penetrated anything. Yeah. And the bear got down off trying to climb the tree and milled around a little bit, but took off.
Let me get this straight. Your dad shot a bear climbing the tree 6 times with a .38 special.
He was in the tree.
Your dad was in the tree.
And the bear was trying to get to my dad climbing the tree.
Climbing the tree.
And he shot him 6 times. Now they had to come back and kill the bear. And when they did, what they found out is none of those bullets penetrated past his chest cavity, his ribs.
Yeah, guys, it's understand, skin is skin, yes, but it's thick hide. But also with all that long hair laying down, it's like layer after layer after layer of carpet. And it'll stop all fat bullets like that. It really will. I could see that .38 special, and that's why guys go with magnum calibers for bears.
Yes. Now, they had a bear up there, and there was 12 of them that went to hunt the bear down. He'd been around the area for a long time, and this is in Alaska. I can't remember the exact location. But he started killing animals and being destructive. So 12 guys, they got together to go hunt him down and put him down. So in the bush, like we're in the jungle, you got a trail you can't see. Yeah. A grizzly bear will hunt who's hunting them. They'll come back and hunt you. Yeah. So they're hunting the grizzly bear, with the grizzly bear circle back around, and the last guy, number 12, they're calling out each other's names periodically. He's not answering. So my dad was the 3rd guy up, so from the end, so him and the guy number 11, my dad's would be number 10, went back. They found his rifle back there, and then they stepped in the bush, and there he was with the bear was standing next to the trail and bit him on this side, and just grabbed him, pulled him back in, and killed him with 1 bite. 1 bite. So now they're kind of panicking, like, holy crap. But 2 guys had to take this guy back. And so my dad was the guys that stayed front, so that would be, I think they had 7 guys. Now they're going forward and they get to a ravine and the bear comes out from the side.
Did the guy make it that got bit?
No, he was dead.
He was dead. Okay.
He was dead. When the bear comes down the ravine is going up the other side, there's 7 of them now and they're able to all get their rifles up and shoot. They all emptied their gun before the bear dropped, and it's only about 70 yards. So it's not like they're missing.
Yeah.
So they skin it, and he's got everything punched out and everything. My dad shot a .270 at the time, and he said, I got to get something a lot better than this.
Yeah.
And that's where when I was born, he got the 300 Weatherby Magnum. All right. So the point is, animals and human have a lot of fight still left in them. They may drop with something. There was an occasion where at a dump, a young boy told his sister, watch me kill this bear. Had a .22 and it went in his ear and dropped it. I mean, that is never going to happen again.
Understand, as big as your ear is, guys, your actual ear canal, the hole that goes through your skull, you can't even fit your pinky through it. And on a bear skull, you understand, that's a 1 in a million shot. That's luck.
But he did it.
I got that. I got that.
But it isn't going to happen again.
No.
So the other thing is, like, one of the stuff I found with people being pulled out of their tents, ladies that are on their time of the month should not go hiking, biking, doing anything in the woods. You're giving off whatever those hormone smells are, and it attracts the bear. You're inside your tent, you've got nowhere to go, no way to fight, and they'll pull you out of that.
Which gives me time to get my rifle. So I mean, there's a plus to bringing them camping with you. It really is.
If you got room to fight. Now this actually happened to me. So my wife and I, this is our consummating our marriage. Now we did an Indian honeymoon. We're up on the mountain.
Indian honeymoon,
yeah,
up on the mountain.
My brothers and uncles and dad and everybody set up the hunting camp early for us. So we're at the hunting camp. But when we rode up on horseback, we noticed we went up and looked at it, it was a dead cow. It was about a quarter of a mile up.
Because that's where I want to set up my honeymoon.
No, but our camp had a certain area that we set up. So we knew that there was probably a grizzly bear in the area. So anyway, before my friend left that took the pictures and everything, he said, hey Randy, you know you're going to have to hobble the horses in time, double up. I said, yeah, I'll do that. Because we had 2 pack horses and our 2 riding horses. And I had my dog. I did all that, kept the fire up, left my dog on the outside. He stayed on the horse blankets, that's where he slept. So in the middle of things, all of a sudden... Yes. The horses go crazy. My dog goes crazy. I jump up, I grab my .45-70. That I know will stop a bear. If I have any chance, that's what it'll be. In those days, you had the flashlight you had to hold, alongside the silver flashlight. I jump out. I can see where my dog, my horses are, but I never do catch his eyes. But I know that he's walking this way. I build the fire up. I stay outside for a little bit longer, about 10 minutes, recheck my horses, make sure everything's squared away with them. They stop jumping around. I go back inside, and my brand new bride is laughing at me. And I go, what? And she goes, look at you. I'm naked except for my cowboy boots and my cowboy hat, and I got my rifle.
.45-70.
Yeah. It happens.
Randy, you understand, every story in your life is a life or death dire. I'm getting ready to be eaten by something on this planet, including your wedding photos. Yeah. That's just awesome. That's just awesome. Can you imagine what his bachelor party was like?
No, we won't go there.
I know that story.
There's a couple of situations where mountain lions, cats attack from behind. They usually don't attack from the front. Now, when a lion does it, they like to get a big cat. They like to get you back here on the head and the neck, and that's what they'll crunch. On the 2 occasions in California, they were older couples. The only reason that they survived, the 2 wives, 2 different occasions, but they did the same thing, were beating on the cat. The husband said they could feel the cat tighten and start crunching his brain, and it was dragging him. It wasn't letting go. But when the wives got up and they got the stick and was hitting around the eyes,
canes,
they broke contact. Animals instinctively have to protect the eyes. And this area, they have to be able to breathe. So that's your only 2 weak points that you have. So if you're going to fight for your life, those are the areas that you're going to have to use. And if you have your pistol, don't leave it in your holster when you get attacked. Try to get something that the bear grabs rather than your arm, so he has something. But you can stick that pistol up there and start going to work on him, because that's your only hope. Those animals are not going to take rounds to the chest. Those 5 hunters that shot him, my dad, with their 7 guys, they're going to eat all that before that they're going to drop. So you're going to get severely hurt. So you only have 2 choices: play dead, take your chances, or fight. And if you fight, you only have really this area in here in which you can use, whether it's a gun or a knife or the eyes. And the eyes are going to be difficult.
That same mountain lion or bear.
Problem with the mountain lion is he's going to be from behind. But whatever you pull out to use, you got to make sure you keep a hold of it, because they're going to be also using their claws. You don't want them knocking it away. So on humans, understand if it's your firearm, you may take more than 1 round to put the person down. Even though you may not want to do that, you've got to shoot to you neutralize the threat. And if you have a knife, the only disadvantage of the knife is, I'm not going to get into fighting tactics, is if you both have a knife and you're trying to kill the other guy, usually you both die. And it's the winner is the one that dies last, because when you do something like that, usually at the same time you're getting a killing blow with a knife, he's getting a killing blow on you. Not something you want to do. You want to change tactics on that. I'm not going to get into that, but it's the same way with humans as it is in animals. They have a lot of fight in them. A healthy human has 1 minute of oxygenated blood without it stopping. I'm going to stop here, but there's one more thing that the guy taught me all this about how much oxygenated blood we have, and that what he talked about a drug deal going bad. 2 drug guys, I don't know what happened between them, but one pulled a .44 Magnum at point blank, where he had the stippling from the powder, shot the other guy in the head. He didn't shoot him again because everybody thought he would drop. He didn't. He pulled his keys out, walked over half a block, got into his vehicle, and died putting the keys in the ignition. Now that's .44 Magnum to the brain cavity, and he still was able to do that. So you may have met him, he was the Toucher 18 Deltas down at Fort Sam Houston, your medical stuff. He's the leading top wound specialist in the world, and that's where he taught us snipers, stop saying 1-shot kill, it's 1-shot incapacitation. And that's why I learned that stuff was from him. The humans have the same capabilities. Don't underestimate how effective your stuff's going to be. You've got to go in for the long haul.
All right, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, guys, survival strategies in hostile environments out in the wild. Just having a big gun doesn't do it if you don't know where to aim it and how to aim it. So, Randy, always awesome.
Cool.
Always awesome. You guys know the deal. We read your comments, put them below the video. We'll see you next time. Y'all take care and shoot straight. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so you don't miss out on anything.